broke a nail! Hi guys, it's Crystal again, and I busted a nail. This started out as a small crack, which, if you can see the yellow part, I covered in nail glue, hoping it wouldn't catch on anything. It didn't work, and it caught on my patient's diaper at work today and ripped. Look at it. So I'm going to show you how to fix it using the tea bag trick. What you're going to need for this is nail glue, a pair of tweezers, scissors, and cuticle scissors, and a tea bag. I have a great value tea bag from Walmart. Doesn't have to be a fancy tea bag, just a tea bag. First you need to take your tea bag, cut it open, dump it out. Once you've got that tea bag, you're going to take it and size it up to the crack on your nail. Some people will cover the whole nail. I'm not going to do that. I just want it to cover the crack and have a little space on the top and bottom to give it a solid hold. You can see I'm sizing it here against the edge of my nail, making sure I've got the width long enough that it will go across past, just barely past the end of where it tore, to hold the nail back on. Some people, when they break a nail, they'll just file them down. I would do that here, but it busted below the quick of the nail, and just pressing it up in the video to show you guys hurt, and I'm not filing them that low. I'm gonna let it grow out a little, and then I'll file the dead broken nail off. Once you've got your little piece of tea bag cut out, you need to size it and cut it out to exactly the width of your crack, tear, break, whatever you want to call it. I've done that here with this little square. You can see that I left a lot of space on the top and the bottom. It's still not going to cover my whole nail, but it's going to be strong enough to anchor the nail together. Once you've got your piece, you put your nail glue on. Don't put a whole bunch. You don't need a super thick coating. You just need enough to coat the crack and the area around it where the tea bag is going to go. Once you have your nail glue on, you're going to gently take the piece of the tea bag with your tweezers, and you're going to put it down into that nail glue and let it soak it up. If you look closely here, I am putting it out past the edge of my nail. I'm going to file the excess off later. But I'm doing this because the crack started at the very side of my nail, and if I don't seal it, it's just going to catch on something and possibly rip this off, which has never happened to me before, but there's a first time for everything, and I really don't want to go through that. I'm fixing to go on a trip, and I want my nails to be pretty and be red with silver snowflakes, and that's what they're going to frickin' do, okay? If you need to, you can add a little more nail glue. You can see I had to wet down the edges. You have to let this dry. I have a pretty quick drying nail glue, so mine dried in about 5-6 minutes. It may take you 20-30 minutes. It depends on your glue. Once it's dry, you're going to take a nail file and you're going to buff out the rough edges of the tea bag and the glue and get the glue off the edges of your nails and just smooth everything out. Most people will use a sandpaper grit nail file for this. I just use my glass nail file. You can see here, I'm having to gently file the edge because I extended the tea bag out so it would go all the way to the edge of the nail. And so that's made me have this stiff, sticking out part of the tea bag that I need to file down. The whole filing process, it takes a little bit, but you have to be patient and you have to go slow. If you buff it too quickly, you're going to buff right down to your nail, and then you've wasted your time because you're going to have to strip it off and do it again. If you thin it out too much, you start actually buffing your nail. You're causing damage. You're not actually helping it. I really don't care if there's a bump, because if I'm putting 2 or 3 coats of polish on this later, then it's going to cover up that texture. I just like to smooth out the rough edges of the tea bag so that they don't cause any kind of prickly areas. And you can see I'm stopping and I'm brushing off the excess, and then I'm checking it and seeing how it feels and seeing how far down I'm going and what's still sticking up along the way. I mean, it's a really quick process depending on your nail glue drying time and everything. But this will save my nail for the next couple weeks until it's grown out enough that I can file it down and it's not going to hurt and it's not really going to look that bad. And my nails are really yellow because I've been using a lot of gold and red and green and crazy colored polishes to do Christmas designs this week. If you look here, you can see there's smooth looking spots where the nail glue is, but you can also see it's not pulling up. When I pushed against the edge of the nail there, you saw the whole nail moved. This is a pretty solid strategy and it works really well. Once you've done that, just to ensure you don't have any more mess ups, put on a base coat and put on your polish. This is Ornamental from the Colors by Llarowe holiday collection. This is what I had on my other fingernails. And this is what I was wearing when I tore the nail because I had just swatched it and I'd used a peel off base coat. I used a regular base coat to reapply it. Put on a nice glossy top coat, seal it all in, and then it's all pretty good to go. I hope this helps anyone who has breaks like me sometimes because of work or whatever. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, click subscribe because I have more tips in my head somewhere that I'll find eventually.